So we know we got an old crusty car. This is kind of what I expected. Now, when I looked at the underside of the car, I was able to assess that the tank is in such bad shape. Here's the tank, and you can see clearly, first off, it's not its first rodeo, so to speak. The thing's been caved in by something, but it's not a big deal. It's more my concern right here, where you physically can tell that it's leaking fuel. So that's with 50-year-old varnish fuel in it. We'd never be able to get the varnish fuel out of it. And even if we did get it out and we put new fuel in, it's gonna pour out like a sieve. So at that point, it's not worth dumping gas into it and trying to get the fuel pump to do its job. It's easier just to bottle feed it. Because again, all I want to do is get the engine running. It doesn't have to run long. We just have to show that you can drag this old hole in and make it run, and use your imagination that with a little more parts and a little more money, you could actually get it on the road. If you just look, you can see that the whole car is in dire straits, from the rotten body, rotten frame rails, moving forward to the rear step welds that are completely rotted out with the seatbelt hanging, might add. This is what we usually have. Rotten main floors that you could put your feet through like Fred Flintstone. Headers that have apparently over the years rotted completely off of the car, and at the collector point, this is not cut with a torch, this is broken off from rust. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. So with that, I'm gonna let Doug lower it down and put a compression gauge on it and see if we can get this thing to crank over and create any kind of compression at all. So the very first thing we have to do in this situation, before I invest any time into making sure that it has spark or it has gas or it has compression, is that the engine isn't frozen solid. That's one of the things that we run into a lot when cars set. The piston rings will freeze in the cylinders or seize. The crankshaft, if it doesn't have oil in it, will seize to the bearings. We've got to make sure we can get a revolution out of it, or two or three, before we go to the next step. All right, we got the A-team here getting ready to see if this thing will crank over. Doug, the first thing I would like you to do, Royal, should you assist him if he needs it? If not, cheer him on. I want to put a breaker bar in the socket. What size is that socket?
1.25 inches. Can I go look at it first? 1.3/16?
Sure, go look at it.
1.3/16?
Picks it up every single day and uses it.
They're not all the same.
Every single day.
Royal wins.
1.3/16.
1.25 inches.
1.25 inches.
Royal got it.
My bad.
Most everyone knows me already. I've been here since the beginning. But for those who don't, I am Royal Yoakum. I am Mark's best friend. Mark and I have been friends since we were 14. He used to cut high school and go over and work on motorcycles at his house. Then, of course, it just developed into cars. So naturally, we became gearheads.
I would like you to put that on there, and we're going to see if it'll crank over by hand. By hand. If it will make 360, I want you to do another 360. We're listening for clanks, clunks, and things that can go bad. The motor is a 72 or 3 cast iron crank. Nobody cares about it. This is more for fun, to see if the old A-team can get a car running.
I like working with these guys because I don't get a chance very often to come over and spend time and actually work on something. So yeah, we had a blast. It reminded me of old times.
You can go.
Oh, I
there it
cannot.
goes.
Why would it do that? That's insane. I've had so many of them not do that.
Very nice.
I'm at a very fortunate part in my life where I can do something like this, call up my buddies, call Royal, say, get your butt over here. I want to do something fun, and know that they're all willing to do it. Nice, look at that.
Look at that, I don't
Cranky
believe it.
crank.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
That did not sound good, did it?
Could have been the starter letting go. Might
Yeah.
have been the Bendix or something in
That's
there.
true.
Who knows? It's been
Yeah.
30 or 40 years. The license rusted off of it.
Whoa!
Careful.
I didn't break it. It's so nice having Royal over to work with us. We've had so many great memories together. It's like getting together with family again. Actually, it's better than getting together with family. Nobody expects anything from each other. I didn't expect that either. I figured she was...
Oh, God. You hear that rear main seal? Something just squeaking like hell in there. You think if it's doing that, that thing will crank over? If it
Yeah.
will, I would love to crank it over. That's a good sign. See, Royal's good luck. Okay, so right now we have an engine that cranks over manually. We saw that with our own 2 eyes. Royal is letting it down so that we can put a battery in it and check out the cables. Now we have the remote starter hooked up. We decided to do that outside the car. We have faith in that starter. You have any faith in the starter. It's 1,000 years old. We have brand new ones that won't work.
That's true. That's true.
Ever do that? Yeah.
Yep.
I put 6 of them in a row and they're all bad. And I go, who's rebuilding these? One of the things that we deal with a lot is remanufactured parts, because you have to get a remanufactured starter if you want it to look right. Now, we tried to collect as many of the originals, send them out, have them built here locally where we know they're being done right, but we're also at the mercy of the parts store. And I cannot tell you how many starters, how many alternators, how many distributors we've put in, plucked them right back out again and tried another one.
Boy, Mark is right about this. I have personally installed 5 alternators in a row trying to get one that works.
All right, I have faith in you. Push the button.
Push
the magic button.
Push.
Crank it. Yeah.
Sweet.
It actually sounds like it has compression.
Yeah?
So it actually cranks over. So
I don't believe it.
I will say that when Doug first hooked the battery up a little bit ago, the 4-way flashers were working. I'll show you. I couldn't believe it. Somebody had hit the 4-way flasher button.
At some point.
Setting since at least the 70s.
Go figure.
What are the 3 things that we need to make an internal combustion engine run? Royal, number 1.
Compression.
Dougie, number 2.
Fuel?
Spark.
Look at these guys. Haven't missed a beat. Let's crank it over and see if that dilapidated coil has any spark to it.
So Mark wanted to get this thing running. First thing you do is check the oil. Make sure it's got some fluids in it. It was full. It was a little dirty. We checked that off the list.
So after checking the oil level in the engine, we went on to the wiring to the coil, and strangely, the coil wires were reversed. So the positive wire from the coil was on the negative side. The negative wire was on the positive side.
So once the guys had the wiring corrected on this thing, again, this is all old stuff, so keeping it very simple, my theory was, let's just hot wire it. Hot wiring is simple. It's not like in the movies where you rip something out of the dash and touch 2 wires together. I don't know how to do that. In this case, we take a jumper wire to go from the positive side of the battery over to the positive side of the coil. That's the same as having the key in the on position with the battery connected. All right, you ready to crank this mother humper over? So, do we have power over there or to the points? Go ahead and check it out.
We have
Power. It does. It does. After that, you crank the engine over, which will open and break the points, and that'll let us know if we have a live spark.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, let's add some. Let's see what we got. We got spark. Oh, I love fuel. I love fuel. Hook
Yes,
that wire
you
up,
do.
want some gas on that? I'm just kidding. Big baby.
Sparks and gas.
So this part always scares me when we start pouring the fuel in the carburetor. Mark gets a little crazy with the fuel. A little bit is good, but more is better. So obviously you see what happens with that.
There it is. We got a little bit of chug. Let's pour some more fuel in that mother humper. I like fuel. You like fuel?
Royal's right. Mark loves the primer fuel. This is why he almost burned down the house on 14th Street.
There is truth to this story. I was terrified. I ran, not my problem. I still got a life to live, right?
I like
I
fuel.
got faith in this old girl. Old Mopars never die. They just catch on fire.
Catch on fire.
Wouldn't be the first car we ever burned to the ground. Probably won't be the last. Let's try it. That's as close to crazy as you can get. Did it even fire?
Yes.
Right now, I don't think it has a lot of compression, and it's an awfully slow starter.
Yes. Yes.
Hear that? Got some valves hanging open still, probably because everything's dry. Probably not even pushing the lifters much. So the problem with the dry engine means it hasn't ran in a long time. There's no oil circulating throughout the engine. Yeah, there's some in the crankshaft. We checked that down in the oil pan. But what there's not is oil up between the piston rings and the piston and the cylinder wall. And it's that oil that causes the seal. All right, so if you don't have that in there helping with that, then you have very little or no compression. That's number one. Number two is you also don't have lifters that are pumped up because there's nothing to pump them up yet. Not until it runs, not until the oil pump engages. So firing a dry engine is most difficult because you probably have very low compression and valves that aren't working the way they're supposed to. But it's okay, it's gaining, we're gaining,
yeah.
We're gaining. Okay, now we think we have spark. We got gas in it. The last time it was firing 2 or 3 times. I think we just continue to crank it over. We got nothing to lose. It can't hurt the engine. find out what we got. Sooner or later, the starter's gonna go out or the battery's gonna go out. Run the throttle, what are you doing?
Oh, you're gonna pour gas on me, aren't you?
I'm not gonna pour gas on you. Doesn't Dougie? Burn my little friend up. Royal,
Here we go.
you want me to burn my little friend up?
No.
Just hold it open. Come on.
This is usually where I like to step back. I keep my eyebrows.
All Mark knows is gas right now.
Nice.
That is an engine that hasn't ran for 50 years, folks. Okay, 40 years. It doesn't matter. It ran. To me, the most important thing is it ran. What is the problem with adding fuel to an engine? It's a necessity.
I don't believe
You cannot kill a 440.
You're right, Mark.
Okay, I killed 2 of them, but that was because I left them out in the freezing rain and they cracked the blocks.
Oh,
I got to run it for a few more seconds. I got your guys' prize, your guys' reward waiting on the other side of that door. We're shooting this mother.
so this is where he goes completely off the deep end.
Just kidding. Royal? Nah, I wouldn't set fire to you, dude. Woo! There you go.
I rest my case.
Some things never change, huh? Marky catch Dougie
The
on
good
fire.
news, it runs. The bad news is it's on fire. Oh, that's fine. Let me get that gas out there. The fire marshal, Bill, he loved that stuff. I know what the guys do. They talk all the time about this thing that I like to catch things on fire. I believe this may be the only time I've caught something on fire, to the best of my recollection.
Wouldn't be the first car we ever burned to the ground, probably won't be the last.
I mean, I did catch Darren's car on fire slightly when it was, but it didn't burn to the ground, so that matters. And maybe the Superbird caught on fire or something. Nothing to get scared about. It's not like I burned down somebody's house. They're getting out of control.
Yeah, she's on fire.
That's very observant,
Oh, the gas will
Dougie.
burn off sooner or later. You know why this stuff doesn't offend me? The people who are saying I'm some kind of a fire bug and I'm obsessed with gasoline are trying to put the very gasoline fire out with paper towels. Let me crank it over and suck some of that down.
Hey, she runs.
I think it's the gaskets on fire. I think that was a success. It does run. If we put a carburetor and gas this thing, we could take it to the coast.
Yep,
Hey, it ran.
we got it running.
Yep, piece
Yep.
of cake.
Yeah. And Mark says he has a big reward for us, right?
I thought it was gonna be paintball, go-karts.
Pizza at Joy's.
Oh, there you go.
Something nice, right? And what do we get?
I've got a treat for you. I told you if you can get this one running, you can get that one running.
Marked.
Marked? Yeah, the mark of doom. We get to get another car running. Yeah, what a reward.
We're here to entertain Mark.
Entertain Mark. Hi, I'm Cousin Dougie. I'm here to tell you to like and leave a comment. Like and leave a comment. Also subscribe. And subscribe to our channel for more videos and full episodes of Graveyard Cars. Did I do it? Oh God.